Next at 6, tragedy in Maine, the most deadly mass shooting so far this year with multiple fatalities and injuries. The shooter is still out there. We'll have an update this morning as investigators unpack what happened and search for the person responsible. New this morning, we'll hear from a Mississippi man who was hurt in that massive fog-fueled pileup on I-55 in Louisiana. Coming up, what he says it was like and a live update on the progress toward reopening the highway.
And today, you could win a brand new home right here on WLBT. 3 on your sides, Carmen Poe will join us live from this year's St. Jude Dream Home in Madison County. And later, we'll have a preview of tonight's State of the City address as Jackson's mayor prepares to lay out his agenda. We'll have those stories and more coming up.
WLBT News starts now with breaking news.
And it comes from the state of Maine, where at least 22 people were killed last night in mass shootings in the city of Lewiston. At least 2 locations in the city are under investigation. Law enforcement sources said some 50 to 60 people were hurt in the gunfire. Officers have also released these images of the suspected shooter, who has still not been caught. People there have been told to stay inside their homes. Businesses were encouraged to close their doors as the investigation continues. We'll continue to follow developments from Maine. We'll keep this story updated on the WLBT News app. There will also be extensive coverage next on the Today Show, which begins at 7 here on WLBT.
Also breaking at 6, Jackson fire crews wasted no time battling a blaze at an apartment complex last night. It happened late last night at the Mid-South 301 apartments off of Elton Park Drive. You can see smoke billowing from the roof as emergency crews fought to put out those hot spots. We've reached out to Jackson fire officials for more details on what exactly caused the blaze.
All right, well, as you get ready for your morning commute this morning, temperature-wise, we're looking good, and we have clear conditions out there. No fog to worry about. You don't really need a jacket. Some folks could use a light jacket, but you certainly won't need it this afternoon with temperatures back into those mid-80s. It is going to be a little bit breezy for you going into the day today, but some big changes on the way as we head into next week. We are right here in the deepest of the blues with some really cold temperatures on the way getting out the door next week. So we're going to talk all about that coming up in a few minutes. Our first frost of the season possible by Wednesday morning. I'm going to have all the details and if we might see a little bit of rain in the forecast too in just a few minutes.
All right, first alert traffic now. You're taking a live look at I-55 at the stack. You can see traffic pretty light. No surprise there at 6:02 on your Thursday morning. No accidents or any issues to report. Today's the day we find out who will win this year's St. Jude Dream Home giveaway. The clock is ticking, and we know you're excited about hearing your name called during today's giveaway drawing. This year's home is located in the town of Lost Rabbit in Madison County. 3
on your sides, Carmen Poe has a live preview of today's big giveaway. Carmen, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Wilson. I'd say it's a good day to give away a house, right? No doubt supporters of the St. Jude mission have been eagerly waiting for this moment for months to find out who's the lucky winner. If they're the lucky winner, it's any man's game at this point. It's such a good day to reveal this to you all. So please join us on WLBT News at noon to find out. Crews with Crosstown Builders have been working for months to finish the home. That's over 2,000 square feet. A quick peek inside and you'll see an open floor plan that leads to the main bedroom. And one interesting feature is the side patio that leads to the garage in the back of the home. That's actually my favorite feature of this home. And on the second floor are 2 bedrooms and walk-in closets and a loft. It's a house that's waiting for you to call a home. Again, watch us live right here on WLBT at noon to find out who will be the lucky winner. We'll also announce the winner of the gas and grocery gift cards, along with the winner of the shopping spree at ASJ Interiors. Also, Beckham Custom Jewelry made a beautiful set of custom ruby and diamond earrings and a necklace set in 14-karat gold. We also have a $10,000 gift card to give away. Lots of giveaways happening at noon on top of finding out who will be the lucky winner of this home. Again, we've been saying it in the town of Lost Rabbit, just right off the res. It's just a beautiful location. So Good luck to everyone who supported this mission. Also, at the end of the day, no one loses. All of the money goes towards the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, where we know for sure that money goes to make sure that those families there that are impacted have everything that they need. They walk away without having to pay any money at all after receiving treatment. So thank you again to all the supporters out there who have decided that this is something that they want to stand behind. So again, watch us here at noon to find out if you won the home. Stay with us. We'll be out here throughout the morning just talking about the St. Jude Dream Home. Back to you guys.
All right, Carmen, I'll be out there at noon. Look forward to it. You are looking now live at Interstate 55 in Ponchatoula, Louisiana, just before that elevated section of the highway that remains closed after a massive pileup earlier this week. Here's a bird's eye view of that deadly 168-car pileup that killed at least 8 people. This morning, a Mississippi man is sharing his story after he was injured in that crash. Contractor Will Lee of Pearl River County was traveling from Houma to Monroe when he says he hit what he describes as zero visibility fog on I-55. Lee says traffic had come to a dead stop. He says he rushed to rescue other victims trapped in the wreckage despite being injured himself.
We were like, whew, we skated past that and heard a loud bang. We looked to the right and there goes the white truck flying into the bayou. I look into my left rearview mirror and here come the 18-wheeler, the tanker truck.
Lee suffered a large cut to the back of his head. Despite that injury, he managed to pull a man out of his truck. Lee says he's working with state police to try and recover some of the thousands of dollars worth of tools that were in his vehicle. He needs them for his contracting job. He's not sure how much they've been able to recover.
New developments in an exclusive 3 on Your Side investigation we first told you about earlier this month. Rolling Fork recovery or ripoff. Maggie Wade has been back to Rolling Fork, where there are more FEMA trailers in place to help residents who lost everything. And still, there are complaints about a contract with the church ministry in Vicksburg, and the pastor, Dr. General Bryant. 3 on Your Side was given documents after filing a public records request that gives more details on that contract and how much it's costing the city. Maggie also talks exclusively with the federal coordinating officer for FEMA about progress and how the process works. He did not comment on the Travelers Rest Ministries contract.
You lose your home, you don't have a rental to go back to, your home's damaged. We can't make that entirety of that whole. But what we can do is get you there, is start working with you to get you there. And use all of the organizations, just not FEMA. We're a small part of a big puzzle. Just not FEMA to get you where you need to be. All of these other agencies are still there working it and trying to help. So it's timely. It's a hard step every day. We can do it together.
Join us tonight at 6 o'clock for exclusive details on the contract with Travelers Rest Ministries and a special meeting to discuss that contract and its future with the city of Rolling Fork. We also hear from more residents still weathering the impacts of the tornado. In Madison County, officials in Canton met last night to present some options and ideas on flood relief plans. The city's drainage system has been increasingly unable to handle heavy rains without serious flooding problems. In August of 2022, storms dumped 8 inches of water on 2 separate days, causing damage to dozens of homes and businesses and requiring several families to be rescued. The U.S. Department of Agriculture had already notified the county by then that $23.55 million would be awarded for flood relief plans and for implementing those fixes in Canton. Previous actions by the county included buying out homes that kept taking on water in storms. District 4 Supervisor Carl Banks hopes that won't be necessary. With a more complete flooding mitigation plan, there could be additional benefits for city and county residents. Well, in the day ahead, a disaster awareness and preparation town hall meeting will be held tonight in Jackson. It begins at 6 o'clock this evening at City Hall. Also today, Jackson Mayor Chokwe Lumumba is set to deliver his State of the City address this evening.
The mayor is expected to talk about issues plaguing the city. He'll also talk about progress and achievements over the past year. That address is set to begin tonight at 6 in downtown Jackson. 3 on Your Side will be there. Political speeches are on today's agenda at the 75th anniversary edition of the Mississippi Economic Council's Hobnob event. An audience of business leaders will hear speeches from Governor Tate Reeves and others, including his Democratic opponent, Brandon Presley. Registration begins at 8:30 this morning at the Mississippi Coliseum. Here's a live look at Washington, where the House of Representatives finally has a new speaker. House Republicans chose Congressman Mike Johnson of Louisiana. He won the speakership with a unanimous GOP vote and is now the first person from the state of Louisiana to become Speaker of the House. Despite being the least experienced speaker in modern history, he's well liked among his Republican colleagues. Speaker Johnson now faces pressing issues that have had to wait on the sidelines: funding for Israel and for Ukraine, and a race to prevent the government shutdown next week. President Biden issued a statement moments after Johnson became the 56th Speaker of the House. The White House also confirmed that President Biden called Speaker Johnson to congratulate him on winning the Speaker's race, telling him he looks forward to working together to find common ground on behalf of the American people. Several Mississippians are reacting to the news as well. Congressman Benny Thompson tweeted in part, after more than 3 weeks of dysfunction that left Congress paralyzed, House Republicans have followed former President Trump's orders and made MAGA extremist Mike Johnson Speaker of the House. Shame on them. Republican Congressman Michael Guest says he looks forward to working with Speaker Johnson, especially with aiding Israel in its war against Hamas.
People being forced to sit in their office or sit in conference meetings as we work through this issue was very frustrating as a conference. But I'll tell you now, we're optimistic. We're optimistic to get back to work, to do the job that the American people sent us here, which is to get the country back in shape, to pass appropriations bills, to support Israel and to secure the border.
Guest adds that with Johnson in charge, he expects committee chairmen to be more involved in creating legislation. All right, it's 11 minutes now after 6 o'clock.
All right, we have a look at your First Alert traffic and weather together. Taking a live look now at I-55 at High Street in downtown Jackson. Traffic pretty light there. No accidents or any issues to report. Time now to send it over to meteorologist Elise Ushman for a look at your First Alert forecast. Good morning, Elise.
All right, good morning, Samantha and Wilson. We're going to take a look here at the weather. We're expecting today back into those mid and upper 80s again. This is about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Same story with our low temperatures. We're starting the day this morning in the low 60s in most places. We'll continue to see this same pattern as we go through the end of the week and into the weekend. But check this out. Some changes are on the way to us getting into the early parts of next week. Those changes include a time change, a drop in temperatures, and the daylight savings time change, of course. So the sunset is going to change from setting at 6-ish to 5:07 next Sunday. We'll talk more about what else you can expect in your First Alert forecast in just a few minutes.